The Suns ban on Ursa. Still no Phoenix love.
That wasn't the entire reason.
No, but that was part of it.
The only reason.
There's no Ursa.
Phoenix, so I'm going to pick a hero that's good against him instead of just banning that hero.
All right, boys. Well, don't worry. We have a draft starting, so let's go ahead and hop into Game 3 of OG at Finem.
Work.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Game number 3, Brewmaster, the first hero banned out by Ad Finem. Winner of this. Moving on to the grand finals, right? Suns fan, it's the grand finals of the EU bracket. And loser going down to the lower bracket.
The EU bracket.
Of the EU bracket, yes.
Yes.
So much on the line here. A guaranteed top 4 finish. Woo.
Woo. All right.
That's right.
So Beastmaster taking out and Brew's top tier ban at this stage, even in elimination mode.
A little surprised.
I hear.
Was it Draskell saying that that Panda's god awful?
I think he said Panda and PL.
The 2 P's.
Okay, Peter.
What's up?
PL with Ags. Thoughts? Have you seen it? Tried it?
I have not seen it or tried it.
It's good. Trust me. You gotta trust me on this, dude.
Trusted. I trust you.
It's good. You need a carry still, because he can't do shit late game, but he's very elusive. I would love to see that in EM.
I think he's gonna get passed up.
Probably true.
Unfortunately.
Probably true.
But the Panda ban makes some sense to me. I don't think the hero's that bad. But I know S4 and who else? Oh, No Tail plays the hero very, very well.
Bit of a respect ban there.
Yeah, sure.
I actually can't believe Lesh is still there. I think you guys are right. That's like a
Yeah.
game 1 thing.
I think like Lesh Kunkka or Lesh Sven is like, or even like Lesh CK.
Wow.
Ooh, well, OG read this pretty well. They ban out 2 pushing heroes, the Beastmaster and the Enigma, 2 junglers as well. That
2 out of the 20 remaining.
Make space of that, yeah. But hey, they're on the money.
Oh, hello.
Ooh, Tinker ET.
All right, when you see Peter, when you see an ET this early, does that like just make you want to avoid any like agility here, like a Morphling, for example, or somebody that really relies on?
It depends. It depends on the game. Like it depends also like if OG picks up more physical damage. Like if they don't pick up any more physical damage, then are you really scared of not having any armor? And then you can still go for like an agility hero. But yeah, for sure. Like other heroes, I mean, I think Doom is really nice and Sven's super nice against ET. Those are definitely still options.
What about Spectre?
Spectre is pretty good versus Tinker.
Yeah.
You know, you jump in on him. I mean, I see Tinker ET first 2 from OG, and I'm just thinking like, man, strap in. We're gonna have ourselves a long game here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a rough one.
That was
All right,
pretty
what
much
heroes make
Mott's
it
reaction.
longer?
So
Let's
He
look
just
at the
left.
heroes that make the game even longer. If there
Medusa.
are any. Nature's Prophet, perhaps?
Oh, it's Arcwarn time, baby.
Zeus.
Yeah,
Love it.
Zeus.
Oh, maybe Zeus for Ad Finem. Little Zeus Spectre combo. It's classic.
Oh,
Zeus
okay.
Spectre Furion. The throwback.
And Silencer.
Oh.
Shakira's the only non-global on the team.
super global. Good thinking, Suns fan.
Night Stalker with AX.
EX. You know what? Usually in the drafting, when we start to kind of run out of things to talk about, we talk about our stupid ideas. Got my Ags upgrade. Shannon talks about his talents. Peter.
Quite the segue.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you gonna introduce a stupid topic? Is that
No,
what's happening here?
I'm actually. This is the rarest opportunity. You're probably the most knowledgeable dude in Dota. Have you ever had just a really dumb idea, PPD, like an Ags upgrade or something really stupid? Tell us about what you would want.
I mean, I've done many stupid things.
Well, sure. Your life is a list.
We have the
of stupid things.
Sumail Pugna pick. We have what was TI?
I'm talking
game of my
about
life.
meta shit here.
The Panda pick. What else we got here?
No. I'm talking
I've
about
had
like
some rough
if you could
ideas.
put in an Ags and make up your own Ags. Have you ever had an idea about that? What's something you've always wanted in the game?
No, I don't really have ideas like that. You know, if we want to start talking about heroes and new heroes, my boy Gauntlet, I've been really missing him quite a lot.
What the fuck is?
Yeah,
So-
Gauntlet. That was
So
a
Gauntlet was
community
Pudge,
hero.
but he had some other spells, but he had a hook that you could pivot, so you
Sorry,
could
guys.
hook
Sorry,
like in an
everyone.
L shape.
What the hell?
Yeah, that was a weird hero.
Very
It
strange.
was a
My bad.
weird hero.
No, great thinking. Nice out of the box thinking. That's what
No,
we
I don't
need
really
around
think
here.
I don't really think of stuff that's not in the game being added to the game. I just kind of take the game that's Valve gives me and I just try to make it work.
Well, there you go. See, that's
There
the
you
mind
go.
of a pro player.
There you go.
There you go.
I had some idea where like Oracle's like Fortune's End or like the Q spell doesn't remove all of Treant's abilities. on like a 6-second cooldown, but that was like a distant dream. So
Hey, wow, you guys called it.
Wow,
OG with
Void.
the faceless
All
void.
right.
And we're definitely going to see the Phoenix, I think, on OG.
Seems
yeah,
likely.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Great team fight, some sustain.
Chrono that egg, son.
I mean, that's pretty scary for the Spectre, right? I mean, that's her main strength is being able to kind of get out of there in the early to mid game, and with Void, that ain't gonna happen. So
Well, it's going to be either a Skywrath or Phoenix, right? OG can take either one.
no.
Or Tackies.
Yeah, Techies, of course. Great synergy with Chronosphere. Just
I feel like
make sure they're
Tackies
on the
really
mines.
round their lineup up right now. Really fill in the missing gaps.
Hey man, could
So
buy
let's go
time.
for all team fight with Chrono on OG, and let's go for all global. That's not global.
There it
There's
is.
the
Good
Phoenix.
call on the Phoenix. But
Thanks,
the Doom's
guys.
interesting. I mean, it at least gives you an option, also, of course, to deal with Tinker, but if you can catch the Void, I mean,
Sure.
great shutdown hero. And there's the
Oh.
global.
Global. That's okay. It's a global team if they have 3 out of 5. That's global. Okay.
Wait, Suns fan. We've seen this before. The classic Zeus Tinker counter using Nimbus.
Yes, that's right.
He blinks.
I
into the
tried that in a
trees.
game. It was fucking horrible.
Okay, right.
So bad.
Well, you
Because
know.
the creeps ended up aggroing every fucking time. It's so aggravating.
Ad Finem still needs like a hero to kind of like turn on the light switch, you know, to say like, all right, everyone use their globals now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they need like maybe a Kunkka, you know, X someone, and then just
Yeah.
Or
Be
another
off.
global hero like Silencer.
That's
dude, then
not really
then
a
I feel like
go.
they all cast their globals and OG just walks away.
That's right. And that's the thing.
They
probably
have no
true.
stunts.
The counter is to walk away.
Oh,
You got Ice
Bloodseeker.
Path, your big disable here.
Okay.
Let's see. That's global technically.
What are you talking about?
no,
deal
there's some
with that.
synergy for sure. I like
Yeah,
it.
you put the Blood Rage on Zeus, and he's
Oh,
super
Bloodseeker.
squishy, but
Okay.
does a ton of damage. All right, that's not global.
Wow.
All
What
right.
is- What's the deal? They have literally no lockdown except for
I'm gonna dream green this game, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Undying did get buffed though, right? With the
Yeah, that's right.
talents recently.
Hi-
Plus 45
Yeah.
Tombstone damage.
If
or
you get
40?
to that level 25, he's very strong. He's not a piece of
no,
shit
no,
hero
level
anymore.
20 now. It's switched around. Minus
Yeah,
2
it's 20.
second decay on 25 now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. 25.
okay.
I don't give a shit about the tombstone damage.
Holy shit, guys! This is it. This is the refresher Undying game.
Have you heard about
found
this
it.
build, PPD?
Well, you get 2 tombstones or what?
Yes,
That's the
it's
build.
exactly. You figured it out.
Is this what the 3K MMR bracket is like?
5K.
Slacks is doing it in the 5K. I don't see it in the 3K. I don't know.
That GPM talent must be working overtime for you.
It really does. All right, last pick from OG. Who would really round out here? I
Oh,
don't
they need
know.
a mid.
got a
Oh, no,
solid
not a
team.
mid. They need an off lane. They need an S4 hero, unless Void is going to be. But I think No Tail plays Void mostly. They probably can both play it.
Yeah, that's a no-tell hero, I think.
I mean, they still have Lesh. That's some damage outside the Chrono.
Europeans don't remember Lesh exists. So
Okay.
Don't talk about that. It's NA only.
Oh, there aren't a lot of S4 heroes though.
Yeah.
They could Broodmother.
Yeah,
It's
that
really good
was-
versus Undying, but it's kind of bad versus Zeus Spectre. Actually, it's really bad versus Zeus Spectre. At some point in the game, it's very bad, but it could work. They could get away with it. They could do a Baden still. Just, you know, why not? Night Stalker. I don't know.
They could
Maybe-
make Elder Titan
Maybe
off
Void.
lane.
Yeah,
and
maybe
make
Void
Skywrath.
being the 3 is the play here, though. There's a lot more options for carry than there are for offlane.
Yeah, and you want to use like if you're off lane, you can get away with going for like Ags on Void at some point, which is going to be really good for
Oh,
OG.
it's a gyrocopter game for sure.
Oh, okay.
God.
I
Well,
can
with
see a
Void,
gyro.
It gets a little easier. There's some big team
Oh,
fight there.
Arc Warden, actually.
Oh no.
Get the Arc War.
No Tail does
can
play
that
Arc
hero.
Warden.
The
Oh yeah,
pocket
he did last,
fist kick
last
Arc Warden.
elimination.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right.
Nice Abaddon there. All right.
Abaddon. Boring
Abaddon.
pick.
They've
Yeah.
got
It's gonna
a
be a-
they've got a
it's gonna
lot
be a
saved though. You got
slugfest.
the heal Sunray from the Phoenix. You got heals from Abaddon. Sleep
Yeah.
from Elder Titan. This is a pretty
That's true.
nasty draft.
OG.
Nasty.
OG's their whole strat is super easy to pull off. They got heals all over the place. They've got a chrono. Everybody knows exactly what to do when that chrono goes down. At Finem, they've got a lot of stuff.
A lot of things need to go right for this draft to work. I feel like.
Yeah. Undying's got.
You guys are all siding with OG, huh?
Huh?
Seems like it.
I want Adfinem to win this because their lineup is crazy. OG, I mean, this is kind of it's crazier as well, but
Who
compared to a
gets worse?
normal lineup,
Who gets
but
worse
OG.
ping to US East? I'll take Team Ad Phantom, I think.
This is not US East.
Yeah, but for the finals, NA versus EU. We're forward thinkers here. We're trying to think ahead.
But yeah, I don't know. I definitely think OG's got at least the draft in the bag, but we've seen Ad Finem play pretty darn good, especially in Game 1. Game 2, not so much. So maybe
I mean, they have a good lineup to destroy Tinker. So
sure.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
can try snowballing off of that.
Maybe they can fight around the Chrono cooldown. They've got long cooldowns themselves, though. Zeus ult, Doom ult, Haunt.
Yeah.
They can't really just. This is tough.
Double refresher.
You know what? I'm going to go with that for them.
Wow.
Well, there is a
No
lot
stun
on the
lineup
line here,
other than
Suns fan.
Jakiro.
So
Just the Jakiro stun. This is going to prove you don't need stuns in Dota.
Okay.
Just go ham.
this
Just
is the
go
game,
ham.
boys.
I mean, you have Undying and Doom, both super tanky, just running in. Zeus from the background. Spectre doing his little thing, you know?
I mean,
Bird just
Fuck
flies
Abaddon.
away. Void just jumps away. Badger just.
They just won't
Falls
stop. That's the thing.
walks
They'll follow
away.
you to your fountain. This is Ad Finem we're talking about, PPD.
All right.
They'll never stop.
It never stops.
Just because there's an
Dumb.
Abaddon, you know, preventing them from doing any damage.
I
Find a way.
hope it is like kind of like that brawling kind of slugfest match, but I'm worried that it's just going to be OG farming for like 15 minutes and Ad Finem running around doing nothing.
Yeah. Again, yeah. I mean, you're going with the conventional wisdom again. So.
Oh no, I'm picking Ad Finem.
Oh, shit. Okay.
no, I'm going to
right.
argue that OG's going to win, and then I'm going to go for Ad Finem because fuck it. I like your style.
I
buddy.
like it, dude.
I
All
love it.
right. Well, we've got Game 3, the final match of the day here for Elimination Mode Day 2. Jesus Christ. It's Mott and Draskell. Take it away, Mott.
Thank you so much, Andrew. We are here with game number 3, the final game of the day. Draskell, you heard what the panel had to say. They were originally mostly with OG, and now there's like 2 people with Ad Finem. Who are you thinking in this particular game? Who are you taking in this matchup?
I would have to say OG. Like, the first 3 picks just literally made my stomach turn. I was just like, oh my lord, it's going to be one of those games. And Ad Finem, you know, they're doing what they can to try to apply pressure. You know, Undying's great in the laning phase if you can actually get anything done. But as Peter was saying, I think that Ad Finem are going to be kind of at a loss after a while if they don't have their ultimates up to be able to do much.
Yeah.
I think also a lot of it hinges on, you know, what is the Doom actually going to accomplish? Like, what's his role in this game? Is he going to be like the blink in Doom, catch a hero, like Abaddon with Doom perhaps, so you can actually kill somebody, or the Void, or whatever?
Yeah.
I think that pretty much everything has to go perfect for Ad Finem to win this game.
That's not a good way to describe a team lineup. I feel like it's like, yeah, everything needs to go absolutely 100% perfectly in order for them to just do well. It's like,
Well, I mean, think about this, right? Like, they had Tinker ET, and
Yeah.
that's already just ridiculous high ground defense. You can pretty much never take Roshan against those 2 heroes.
yeah.
Then they have a Chronosphere on top of that, and then they have Egg, and it's just like, I would not in a million years want to play against what OG have in this game.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. It just feels like there's so much defensive capabilities. It feels like there's, like you mentioned, so much high ground defense, even with the added tridents now. I do want to ask you about Zeus with raindrops, and I mean, we've seen Zeus occasionally since raindrops have been introduced, but how do you feel like this hero is right now in the current meta? How do you think Zeus does?
I think Zeus is great, actually. I mean, Veil's pretty inexpensive. It's a huge damage boost. There's good synergy with some of the other heroes on his team. Like, Jakiro actually puts out a fair amount of magical DPS, especially if you get him like standing in the macro pyre for a second or 2. So I think that Zeus is awesome as long as you have the right supporting cast for him. And he's also great against Tinker. PPD was saying it during the draft, the global stuff with the Thunder God's Wrath and the Haunt. It can be very, very effective.
Oh,
the
God.
problem...
Oh, the problem is that he doesn't have a bottle anymore.
He really doesn't. He really, really doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a bottle, and the thing that scares me the most about Ad Finem's lineup is their inability to hit towers. Like, they're putting all of their pushing potential in the Jakiro basket, and that's a support Jakiro. So they're just saying, okay, Liquid Fire is our push. That's it. And the rest of it's just going to be, we're going to fight heroes.
I mean, Andy, you're making me feel real depressed about Ad Finem's chances now, especially
Dude, I
after
love
that
Ad
ball.
Finem.
I-
They're like one of my favorite teams, but dear God.
Yeah, it's not looking good. The bottle now gone. No Tail getting hit up with some auto attacks in the top lane with Skylark and Spartan. Doing a nice job here. They're still doing okay in CS. I mean, you look at obviously down bottom. Madar's doing rather well for himself. Oh, no. Thug is dead. Anna just got his first. Oh, man. It was going okay for the Zeus, and then he lost his bottle, and then he gave away
You
first
just had
blood.
to say it, didn't you?
Yeah.
You just had to say
I
that they
re-
were doing okay.
Yeah.
Then the Courier dies, they get first blooded, and the Zeus dies 1v1 to a Tinker mid.
That's on me, Andy. That's on me.
God damn it, Ma. And Skylar. Oh, God.
I'm losing it. Anyway.
It's okay. It's all right. We're playing for the late game. We got a Spectre.
This is going to be one of those, and PPD was talking about this during the draft. This is one of those long type games, potentially. You have a Tinker versus a Spectre. There's a lot of high ground defense, realistically, on both sides. So we'll wait and see how this goes. I mean, it's still very early on in the game. Even though Thug did give away first blood, he's still doing okay in CS. Madara getting solo down bottom by S4. He wants this kill. Liquid Fire will come out. He's got his Spectral Dagger. The dual breath is going to go. S4 is going to time walk away and should be able to avoid any further damage. Madara's auto. Wow. Okay.
He's going to get both.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, the
got
tower
sick.
hit. One more.
Hit.
It's going to hit him.
The bottle.
Oh, the bottle wasn't in time. He gets a double kill Thug. Wow.
All right, that's
huge.
a worth. We're back. We're back now.
His courier's back, too. He gets his bottle as he respawns to the base. It's worth it. No tail now. They're going to jump onto Spartan with the Icarus dive. Skylark might be in trouble. He doesn't have his ability to heal back up. He's going to stick up. He's got a salve. Stomp is not going to connect. No tail still diving. He's got a Phonics shield. Meanwhile, Fly does go down on the Phoenix. You have Spartan trying to TP away. He might make it out of here, and he absolutely will. No tail can't find either of them. And Fly does fall.
That was actually a really sick play by Spartan. Like, he's got a very unconventional skill build, but the way that he played it, like, he was going to use his Soul Rip on Skylark to save him. And then he realized that Skylark wasn't going to die, so instead he just goes for the insta-burst on the Phoenix. You don't really see this kind of build a lot. People usually put at least one or two into tombs. Oh,
and, no, Thug's going to turn this now. He doesn't have Lightning Bolt, and he barely lives with about 40 HP. It's 3-5. This has been a battling game. It's 4 minutes in. There's 8 kills, Andy. What the hell's happening?
What was the word Peter used? Slugfest? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it.
I think that's fair, given the circumstances, you know. But it's kind of expected because neither team really wants to concede the early game. Because if you get behind against Spectre to Zeus, it can be very daunting because getting out on the map in of itself is just terrifying because there's 2 ways of them just like getting on you straight up. And you know, if Doom gets a good amount of farm, they did just give him some new passives too, so he's actually quite a bit better. The Devour bonus gold also lets him transition a bit better into the late game, and that's only a level 10, right? So
yeah.
It's pretty much like he gets a Midas, and then later on he gets like the extra Doom DPS that has been nerfed so many freaking times. So, I mean, there's still a chance. It's just OG's lineup. I think the best way to describe it would be obnoxious.
Yeah, I would say that's absolutely correct. If you looked at this lineup from just an objective standpoint without seeing the game happening before your eyes, I think that would be the correct terminology for it. But even now, OG actually has a 2,000 net worth advantage after all the stuff that's happened. Thug is getting wrapped around on. You have Jerax coming in. He's got his stomp ready to go. Should hit it here. Thug, yep, he's going to get caught by an ant. He's going to come in with his combo lasers as well as missiles. Should get the kill. He has to wait a half a second, but he will throw it in the end. And he'll find himself that kill again. Thug has died, I believe, for the 3rd time. No, 4th time, actually. Excuse me. Not great.
This is one of the main reasons why Zeus doesn't really get picked that much. Is if there's heroes on the map, and I mean like any heroes that can actually rotate, Zeus is very, very easy to kill.
Yeah.
And granted, Ana has gone for the 3 points and a laser. I think it makes sense this game. Getting the super early rearm doesn't really do much if your March isn't that high level, so he's a very susceptible hero to getting ganked, and OG are recognizing the fact that Ad Venom's heroes don't really do well when it comes to TP counter ganking. Like, Jakiro's probably their best bet until Madara has 6, and then obviously Honk can be used as a defensive measure as well. But yeah, it's a bit hard for Thug at the moment.
It is certainly not easy. He's taking a lot of deaths, and he's still having a rough time mid. No tail able to get the Aphotic Shield off. He's already used his borrowed time as some aggression was happening top lane with this aggressive dueling with Skylark and Spartan. And they're also putting a lot of pressure on Madara down bottom. He's going to get slept. 26 CS though, so he's not doing that bad. Meanwhile, top lane, Zeus comes out, and they get the kill on the Abaddon. So Thug getting involved here with this level 6. The global strat now finally coming into play, I suppose.
Yeah, it's all right to get those little KSs like that too. That's kind of what you want to do as Zeus, especially if you're behind. Otherwise, it can be a little bit tough to get your way back into the game. He's got his arcanes now though, so he'll be able to spam out the wave. I'm curious to see what his skill build's going to be. Like, is he just going to go for the straight Veil and just battle with his team, or is he going to go for something like Ether Lens or Yules, or even sometimes people rush Blink, depends on the game, I guess. But I really want to see how he builds it, because you don't really get to see Zeus that much anymore.
We'll see what he puts on his quick buy, which should happen pretty soon. But The unfortunate
Bottom
thing
lane.
for him is, well, hold that thought, there's the Chronosphere coming out. Madara going to fall, No Tail rotating in after that death, and they find an easy kill with the first level 6 Chronosphere coming out. Skylark and Spartan smoked up, but I think they might have been wanting to do something bottom. Instead, they might have to go mid here and try to find something on either Ana or JRX. And Ana's already back camp to get his boots of travel, which he just bought.
They saw the smoke, I think. There was a ward, right?
They are diving. Yeah, I think so. I think they did smoke underneath that ward. Maybe next time in a lot of trouble, No Tail still has his borrowed time. So even if he drops it early, actually. Still, though, Madara doesn't have nearly enough damage to do this alone. He needs a lot more help. There's another TP coming in. That's Ana, by the way. And so Madara's dead again. So, not a good start for Finem by any stretch of the imagination.
OG are just doing everything they can to push their advantage. They're just playing very coordinated Dota. Like, as soon as S4 got level 6, had the Chrono available, they saw Madara in the bottom lane. No Tail's actually soaked quite a bit of experience. Like, he's level 7 right now. He was up there with a duo slash, I guess, almost tri-lane. But they're going to run down Fly. He's going to dive away.
It's the Haunt coming in. Madara needs to get involved. He's going to use the Sunray, no Icarus dive, so he can't quite make it out. I mean, it's a good kill, but they're going to lose the tier 1 tower. They might be able to trade. Meanwhile, mid lane, they're going to go for Ana, perhaps Thug. Lightning Bolt's going to come through. There's the dual breath coming out the Marks of the Machines. Thug, Lightning Bolt, and Zeusol are both ready. He can get this kill. It's going to be close. He'll find it. JRX coming in. He's got Stomp. Thug low, but not low enough. Can he get this Stomp? Try to find this kill. Looks like Thug should be alive. They would have to dive for it. That's a huge pickup. They desperately needed that for Thug. He's going to get back into the game. They're not done yet. Maybe next time getting dove a little bit, but Fly can't find anything. The dual breath doing some nice work. He's not level 6 yet, so.
Yeah, he's on level 4, actually. He was letting No Tail get the majority of EXP in lane, and plus he did die. He wasn't expecting the burst damage build coming out from Spartan. No points in Tombstone right now. He's just like full nuke build.
Yeah. He really is. That's pretty insane. TP top
I think
lane.
in a lot of ways, it's actually a bit better. Gonna see them kind of get chased out here. Don't think No Tail's gonna be able to do much, but it's really tricky to get Tombstone in some situations, especially when you're like the early levels, right? Because it's what, 3 hits at level 1? That's nothing. Like 3 hits is just a dead tomb, and it's a lot of money. So I'm kind of happy to see him go this build.
He's doing a lot of damage. He's doing a lot of bursts, especially, but they haven't rotated around yet. They've kind of kept Skylark as well as Spartan top lane. Meanwhile, Ana's all over the map now, as he should be with his boots of travel. His Soul Ring's coming out next as well. Mid lane, S4 setting up for a gank. The Faceless Void has Helm of the Dominator ready with the Hellburst Smasher. There's a lot of heroes top, but there is an Observer Ward that is scouting this out. Spartan, Skylark, and Thug are all spotted in this shrine area. And this gank should not be successful, I don't think, Andy.
I don't think so either. I mean, even if they do, it's like, yeah, he's out of there. He's going to rotate with his team and just go mid. So it looks like at the end of the day, it might be a trade. I'm not sure if OG are going to have enough time to get back. No, definitely not. The tower's like already dead.
Yeah, it was
so yeah,
low.
it'll just be a trade.
They'll find the tower, but that means they lose the tier 1 tower mid. They already lost the tier 1 tower bottom. However, there is a TP coming in. That is going to be Spartan. They're all going in now, but Spartan is first, and by pretty quick margin. S4 now trying to go into Thug. That is bad. He's taking a lot of damage. He's got the Aether Lens. Good Soul Rip, but he still might fall here. A couple more auto attacks. It's the Miscoil that does the job. Here's the Haunt. They have to do him on the fly now. Looking to turn this around. Madara gets stunned instantly. The bash. He has to try to just get his way out with the reality, but No Tail is still diving. Skylark Soul Ripped up. There's the borrowed time. Only one dead at OG. Good Ice Path. No Tail. Stop from getting this kill on Madara. He might have a Miscoil ready to go, but he's not quite in range. And he just gets it, but it's 14 HP on the other side. Spartan's low. Decay Sword both up. He's going to use it on himself for now. So far, it's a 1-for-1 exchange, I believe. S4, full HP. JRX is pretty much at half at this point. Ice Path hits nicely, but there's really no follow-up. Meanwhile, you can see Doom is getting chased down. Skylark's really low in HP.
Oh, God.
This is getting worse and worse. Thug is walking up. There's going to be a nice Zeus ult. They get the kill onto JRX. Can they get No Tail as well? No borrowed time. Aphotic Shield will come out. Can they get it off of him in time? Still sitting at about 200 HP. S4 ready to cover the retreat, and it looks like they will survive. So all things considered, not that bad of a fight. Heat-seeking missiles will do some extra damage afterwards, but when the fight is over, it's a 2 versus, I think a 2-for-1, I believe, at the end of the day. I'm pretty sure. Is what
Yeah, the Spectre didn't die. He just ended up walking away. The Ice Path coming in from MNT saved him. Otherwise, the Photic Shield under the tower would have exploded and killed him. So, yeah, it's a 1-for-1, and that was Chrono expended. But then again, Madara also did use Haunt, and Thunder God's Wrath isn't super long, but they did pop that one too at the very end to make sure they got the other kill. But it kind of showcases one of AF's biggest problems is if Zeus is dead, they really don't have damage.
Yeah.
Like, Zeus is all of their damage, basically, at this point. Until the Spectre obviously gets, like, closer to Radiance, and maybe Doom picks up an item or two. But yeah, for now, he got chronoed solo because they knew that that was all their damage.
Skylark, I believe, is in some trouble, to say the least. Even with his move speed, even with phase boots, they could still probably chase him down. He's just trying to figure out which way to juke. He's somehow still alive. A lot of that is due to Scorched Earth, I think. But he's done so. They just chased him down. He ran up top for some reason, then he proceeded to get chased down and killed. So it was an unfortunate couple minutes there for Skylark.
Yeah, he didn't pop his hood either. I mean, maybe he just assumed he was dead.
All right.
But if he popped it in the March, he might have been able to live long enough to run to that tier 1 tower. Hard to say.
Well, either way, Chrono is back up for S4. He's kind of behind enemy lines. Thug is low on mana. Doesn't have enough for Thunder guys. I think they're just going to take this tier 1 tower. I don't really think they can defend now that Doom is back up. But is Haunt available is the question. It is. It's ready to go. Meanwhile, behind enemy lines is Spartan. No Tombstone still, but level 3 Soul Rip, level 2 Decay, level 1 Flesh Golem. They can maybe try to fight this. Skylark is looking for a potential Doom here. He's going to use his Scorched Earth. They're going to come in. TP's coming in from mana. Onto that Satyr. They will throw the Doom out. Now it's going to be onto S4, the Void. Thunder God's Wrath coming through as well. More TP's coming in. It's going to be for mana. They want to get this 4 down. Can they do so? Absolutely. 2 down so far. The best fight for Adfin we've seen. Anna's about to fall. He'll go down. No Tail already uses borrowed time. A Phonic Shield coming out. He's going to go down. There's so much damage from this new potential from Spartan. Not only that, but the Liquid Fire, the Dual Breath, the Macro Fire that was on the ground. He's somehow juking. He denies himself with a Mist Coil. So they don't get all 4. But still an absolutely amazing fight for Adfinem. They get about 1,400 gold out of it, and OG lose 700.
That's the difference between like the Chrono and having the Zeus alive for the fight and not having him. Like just the amount of like damage output that Thug was able to throw in there, making sure that the Doom was on S4. I'm actually surprised that he was able to just casually walk up and Doom him.
Yeah.
Like normally you don't see that happen, right? Like it takes like a Blink Dagger or a Shadow Blade or something to be able to just say, okay, we're jumping him. Maybe S4 was looking somewhere else, or
Yeah,
maybe
I
it was
think
nighttime and he just didn't see. But getting that Doom off is like automatic runaway, I think, for OG.
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot easier for Skylark later on in the round. I mean, he's going Blink Dagger next, but I think it's the right decision considering what you were just talking about. Meanwhile, Void is here. He gets a kill easily, and maybe next time. He still has his Chronosphere if need be, but Skylark's going to find Fly who will Icarus dive. Can't quite get to the high ground, nor does he need it, though, so it should be okay. But I think you're absolutely right. S4 not Chronosphere was interesting there, but hopefully for the Doom, he's going to have his Blink Dagger soon enough. That's not going to be that big of a deal.
I mean, all it really takes is like being unfocused for a second, right? Like you're just not paying attention. He was using Scorched Earth and Phase, so he's running really fast. So if you're not like really focused on knowing where he is, sometimes it just kind of happens, and that was a really big turnaround, like you mentioned, for Adfinem. But yeah, I think in the future it'll probably be fine. But if Skylark gets to his Blink Dagger and Adfinem can maintain some kind of vision over where they're fighting, then yeah, the Blink Doom on the Void is going to be a problem.
Madara getting Chrono. There's the time walk in. They have the Sunray on top of Anna with the Blink Dagger. Madara just farming too far out. They didn't have much vision for the Radiant team towards that mid lane, so easy pickup for them, and that's going to get Anna even more farm. He's already top the net worth.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think I said that backwards, by the way. I think I said Blink Void on the Doom when I meant Blink Doom on the Void.
Yeah.
Whatever. Nice little pick there, throwing out the Chrono. It's definitely worth to get the tier 1 in the off lane. Anna's got the Blink Dagger already too. It's 15 minutes in, so he's pretty much right on time for his items.
Right.
And this is like old timings, not new ones, because I actually don't know what the new timings are in Tinker. I'm just going by like the pre 7.0 patch where they screwed up the jungle and everything. So yeah, he's still farming extremely well. And the longer this goes on without Adfinem being able to throw their own kind of spin on the game, it does get worse. Like, there's going to be less opportunities for you to be able to go to towers. Breaking high ground is going to become a nightmare. We already talked about Roshan and stuff like that, and how hard it is for Adfinem to do it without already having killed some heroes. So you're going to see a lot of movement around the map from Adfinem just trying to find something that they can accomplish.
For the second time, they've smoked underneath a ward in this game, right underneath the tier 2 tower in that mid lane, unfortunately. And they were caught, and so they were heading bottom lane. There's nobody there. OG have moved pretty much entirely to the top half of the map and trying to farm their own jungle. They could maybe try to go for this tier 1 tower, but like you mentioned, there's not a whole lot of pushing power here for Adfinem. They still only have one tier 1 in this entire game. The tier 1 mid has taken literally no damage. The tier 1 bottom just about the same as well. So
yeah, it's actually kind of funny because both teams are similar in that neither one of them really hit buildings all that well. Like OG probably a slight advantage, I would guess, because they got a couple of melee heroes, and Abaddon passive is nice for killing towers, but neither one of them really excel at hitting towers by any stretch of the imagination. It's mostly just we want to kill you as Ad Finem, and OG are like, yeah, we'll just defend for like 85 minutes until we have the items we want, and then we'll win just by killing you.
It's not great. It's not great at all. The Vlads for no tail, by the way. They're going for Yules for Thug. And what else is going on? Let's check the rest of the items. Is there anything else important? The Diffuser Blade is being built by Madara. S4 is building into a Yasha at this point in time. Jirax is also building into Yules. So a couple of big items coming out for both teams. We've kind of entered this sort of farming period. I think they were waiting for the Chronosphere to be back up for S4 before OG started doing anything crazy again. We'll see.
Yeah, and OG are really the ones who don't really need to feel that pressure, right? They can just kind of sit back, do what they want. Ad Finem are always going to, in the back of their minds, be going, man, we should really try to fight, because we have like an Undying and a Jakiro and a Zeus. Like, they all want to kind of contribute in their own way. I guess Doom and Spectre are okay with playing a passive game, and MNT,
I think he's dead.
Gonna be a victim again.
He gets his dual breath off. There's a lot of heroes in the vicinity, but not enough to really turn anything around. So they'll move towards top to try to find S4, but he's in the tree line. The blink is up now for Skylark. Unfortunately, they should see it with this ward here. So Skylark probably going to be found out. They can't really
they pinged
S4. Yeah, they know what's up.
Yeah, that's
Radiant's bottom
also kind of a bad thing. It happened in the last game too. They saw the blink on the Sand King when Skylark was playing it before they actually had a chance to showcase it in the fight. And granted, I don't think that really made much of a difference, but it does make the enemy team play differently. Like, now S4 is going to be even more focused on, okay, I can't get doomed. Like, I need to play safe until I see an opportunity for a good chrono, and then I can just go in. Or they can just avoid fights. I mean, OG have a lot of options here.
Which is what they're doing. Well, maybe not. They're TPing a lot of heroes in. Skylark blinks in, wants to find Ana, but he blinks out very quickly. Instead, he'll doom up the Elder Titan. Here comes the Haunt. They want no tail. They would also like at least Jerax fly as well, getting very low. No tail. Borrowed time is pops. Now there's going to be the Phoenix Sun. The egg is down, ready to go. Skylark might get stunned. The Chronosphere just catches him. Ice Path into it. If it's Sunray, Macro Para dropped down now. S4, Soul Rep onto Skylark, not enough. Flies low. Should fall here, but S4 going in. And on the back lines, throws that laser, doing some nice work as well. Thug full HP. It's a 3-for-2 trade so far. Madara as well as Thug having to back up. Their two most important heroes are still alive. Only for now, though. Thug, Yule Scepter, good body blocks from Ana. And Thug is just blocked from really going anywhere. The Centaur Conqueror Stomp will miss, but he's alone. And there's three heroes kind of encroaching upon him. S4 taking a lot of damage. Unfortunately, can't get the second lightning bolt off to get the kill onto S4. But good fight for OG.
That was a really nice egg coming in from the Phoenix as well. It completely stopped the progression of Skylark. Like, he was just running through the fight, just trying to make sure that the ET didn't end up getting denied or something like that. But I think it's one of those situations where maybe they didn't assume that all of OG were going to be there, so he was like, all right, I'll just throw a Doom on another hero, you know? Like, I'm not going to throw it on the Phoenix or the Void, which, in my opinion, are the two best options. Assuming you can't obviously catch the Tinker. But even then, I think you would still probably Doom the Phoenix or the Void. But he threw it on the ET, and it's like, okay, well, if the hero dies, that's great. Except everyone else in OG still has their ultis, so they were able to drop, like, a Chrono on a Doom who had already used Doom, which is definitely a suboptimal use of the spell, and they still won the fight pretty handedly.
Yeah.
So it just showcases the importance of Skylark and who he casts his ultimate on. Like, it is crazy, crazy important.
He really wanted Ana, and you saw, even though Ana was out of the fight for a good period of time, he still was able to come back and do some damage. But if he gets doomed, it gets even more important, I think, for Ad Finem. Him or S4, really, there's a couple of good heroes for it, but Madara's going to walk into fly. Yule Scepter's going to come out. Jirax looking for the Stomp. Spartan's nearby. He's dropped the Tombstone. I don't know if they can get this kill. Good sleep. Centaur Conqueror Stomp. It's going to kill him. That Elder Titan ulti. Skylark coming in. He doesn't have Doom for 24 seconds. Two heroes dead, including, as I say, Spartan. Fly healing his teammates back up with Sunray. This should turn into, I think, a tier 3 tower. Or tier 2 tower, excuse me. Well, they're going to chase instead. And they can't quite find him. Maybe Madara, however, as he's going to head into the tree line. He doesn't have a TP scroll, unfortunately. They're pinging him. They know that he's there.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do about this, because he kind of can't keep running to the right because he has nowhere to go.
I think he's dead. I'm pretty sure. He does have Spectral on 3. There are TPs coming. Maybe not. He might be able to get back behind the tier 2 tower maybe next time. Here comes Jirax. He's got the Spirit up, looking for more. Yule Scepter's coming out. Jirax doesn't have enough mana for the Stomp, so instead they'll turn their attention to maybe next time. Diffusal onto Jirax. Stomp is going to miss, but only hits on SSA Spartan, actually. Gonna soul rip himself. Time walk forward. S4 going for the Chronosphere. They get one, and they're gonna get another. In fact, they got Thug in there as well, and Thug's probably gonna fall. Good haunt to come out, but it looks like Thug still is going to go down. Madar trying to fight, jumping through. Anna in trouble. Skylark jumping in. Can they get this kill? He's low. He will fall. It's still a 2-for-3 trade. It's much worse than that over the long course of this fight, but at least they get the kill on Anna, which they really, really needed, and they keep Madar alive.
Now they did lose Thug, but like you said, I think that was probably the best of a bad situation, given they were literally just running at them for a super long time. It was really nicely played from Madara though, because he ran to the right, and his dagger path was still there, so he just ran back to refresh his tree walking or unit pathing, whatever the hell you want to call it, and then he was able to just walk back more. And M&T says, "Don't worry, bro, I'll TP in and feed for you," and basically just let him walk away. So. Nice teamwork coming in from Finem. Pipe is actually finished now on Skylark, so that's actually going to help a lot against the Phoenix and the Tinker. And there's one more thing too about this game that's actually kind of crazy, is how effective this Abaddon carry actually is. Like, he can't really be doomed.
Yeah.
And you can't really burst him, so he just walks into you. It's kind of like having a Wraith King, but with defensive spells, and obviously no stun.
Yeah, but he's very difficult to deal with. It's like you don't really want to focus him. He's just going to run at you otherwise.
He just does whatever the hell he wants in
Yeah,
fights. He walks around with his pipe and Vlads because he knows no one's going to focus him, so he just gives his team all these passive benefits from being around him. And he's always going to be the last one targeted in the fight, so he gets like the full effect of having these auras.
He gets to use his Symphonic Shield pretty much whenever he wants, so against any defensive or aggressive abilities from Finem. Yeah, there's certainly not an easy way back into this game for Finem. They're at about a 6,000 net worth of disadvantage at this point, whereas OG are doing very well. A lot of that net worth advantage for OG comes from Anna, who's had a fantastic game. His Aghanims is about 500 for completion, and at that point, I'm not really sure how you deal with all the damage. You get into a lot of that, okay, hope Skylark dooms him, and then go from there. Yes, you do have the Zeus ult. You can find him rather easily with the vision that you have with Haunt and that, but...
It's hard, though, because I don't even think Skylark can justify dooming Anna at this point.
Right.
I think you actually need to take away Chrono or Egg from the fight. I think that's what you have to do. Because the Spectre should actually be enough on its own to deal with the Tinker, as long as you don't have to worry about getting chronoed. Because that's the thing that just says, okay, well, if Thug or Madara get chronoed, team fight is hard.
Yeah.
That's just how things go naturally, so...
It's gonna get harder
I think his main targets are those two, and Anna just has to be Thug and Madara.
It's gonna get harder as well, because S4 is going to have a Lincoln Sphere in a pretty quick time. Thug getting Yules. Jerax thought about coming in. Meanwhile, No Tail's running in. They drop the Flesh Golem. Spartan really wants to fight. They're going to TP in with the THD, but No Tail, unfortunately, is already gone. I mean...
You can't chase him. Like, there's no way.
That's a lot of spells down, too. Flesh Golem as well as Tombstone now not available. And OG, I think they could fight if they really wanted to. Looks like that's the case. Yule Scepter, MNT's probably dead again here. Good stomp. S4's going to jump in. Haunt's going to come through. Maybe not. There's the Doom. S4 doomed up. A huge Doom. They do drop the Phoenix Egg, though. Jarek should fall first. Good Earth Splitter. Maybe they can still take S4 down. Great Egg coming up. The Sun Rays there as well. But Dar's about to fall. He will. It's a 2-for-1. Thug gets hit up by the missiles. He's so low. Double kill for Fly with the Sun Ray. It's 3 down on the side of Finem, 2 for OG. And they're going to find maybe the 4th. Thug is invis, though. It's the perfect rune, given the situation. Lightning Bolt comes out to stop him from TPing, almost killing him. Thug was very low and almost died. Maybe next time will go down. Double kill for No Tail. Even with the Doom onto S4, it doesn't matter. There's too much damage. There's too much survivability with some of these heroes on OG's side.
Yeah, I don't know how the fight... Like, the thing that's really important about that fight is, where was the Tinker when the fight started? Because Madara jumped the Elder Titan, and the Elder Titan already used all his spells. So if I'm Spectre in that fight, you think to yourself, okay, what's the highest damage potential hero if Chrono's not a problem? And that's easily Tinker. Like, if he doesn't go on Tinker right away, that it might have been that he wasn't in the fight at the start. Otherwise, I think it was just a targeting error.
I'm not sure where he was, to be honest with you, but that
yeah,
makes
that's
sense.
what I mean. Like, if he was somewhere else on the map, and then he TP'd in after the Haunt, then it makes sense, because his illusion wouldn't have been on the Tinker anymore.
Right.
And he would have just been in the middle of nowhere. So... if that's what happened, then good on Anna for recognizing that he can just play that aggressive, because he was standing in the middle of the fight, and the only thing that I saw hit him was a freaking ice path. And I'm like, okay, well, if the Tinker gets that free of an engagement, then yeah, you're probably going to lose that fight.
Yeah, they most certainly did. Thug should have died there. The only thing that saved him was the Indus Rune. You saw him almost go down to and at the end of the fight after he just used a lightning bolt to stop the TP of a Tinker, which I thought was interesting. But at this point, it's getting worse and worse for Finem. It's still only about a 10,000 net worth advantage. I say only. It's pretty significant, but given how the last game went, I think it's not that bad. But they need a lot more farm
Well,
from Nagaro.
it's slightly different because OG were running a Drow combination last game, and with a 10,000 gold advantage on a Drow lineup, you can just end the game. But OG's lineup is a tad bit different this time around. They do have good heroes at being able to absorb damage, but they're just not really that great at sieging. Like, all of their heroes that hit buildings are melee. And when they're melee against a Zeus, it will take some time to be able to eventually chip those buildings down. I think what OG are going to rely on the most is just having the map control and just slowly asphyxiating Ad Finem. And that's like one of the worst ways to lose, when you know that the enemy team can't siege because their heroes just aren't good at it. But it's going to take a really long time for the game to end.
Yeah. You got to keep the positive morale up for Ad Finem, but it's hard to do that given how the fights have gone.
Hey man, you got a Spectre. The game is still going.
That's true. That is a good sign. There's always a way back into it with something like that. And they have Doom as well. They can turn a fight around with a good Doom again, but they have to perhaps find that high damage hero in Ana on the Tinker. He's just splitting the waves. He'll come in occasionally. There is another big item for OG that is coming out. It is going to be the Aghanim Scepter for Abaddon. So it's already hard to kill some of these heroes. It's going to get even harder with this item.
Yeah, I really like the Agh's choice. It's great against Zeus and obviously Haunt as well. If there was a Radiance in the game, it would be even better because obviously you can just mitigate all that like residual Haunt Radiance damage on your teammates. It is a little bit... It can backfire sometimes because you really want to pop your ult to save your team. And sometimes you can pop your ult super early and then they just turn around and kill you because your ult's down. That's the only downside. But he's actually so farmed that I don't even think that's going to be an issue.
Pipe, the Aghanim Scepter gives him a decent amount of survivability. He has the flags. He's got level 4. I mean, he's got pretty much everything he needs to survive. I don't think there's any real
and there's like no silences, and he's never going to get doomed. So he'll always be able to shield himself.
Yeah. It is certainly not an easy game for Ad Finem. What other items are coming out? We've looked at the BKB a couple times for Madara. It's clear that's what he's going for. But he does not have it yet. He's getting a bit closer. As far as have this for a while, but
I'm kind of surprised this is his choice, going BKB instead of Manta. Like, I get it from the perspective of, okay, there's a lot of stuff in fights, like ET and Tinker and Phoenix that are just going to hit you. And speaking of being hit, Thug.
Good Yules. But still going to get chased down. Maybe not.
He's out of there.
Nice blink. Thug is able to escape underneath the guys of his tier 2 tower, and he needed that to get out of there.
Yeah, it was a nice escape. But as far as the BKB goes on Madara, I think it's the... I don't want to say overly defensive, but if he has Manta, he can always remove the laser from Ana, and if he gets the Haunt off in the fight with Diffusal, I think he actually kills him really fast. So this is just a way of saying, okay, I just want to be free to do whatever I want in the fight, which is fairly accurate, assuming there's no chrono on him. But if he gets chronoed with BKB, then it's just like, all right.
Well, that's the big X factor, isn't it?
Yeah.
It goes back to Skylark and what he can do. Now there's, like I said, the Lincoln Sphere was being built by S4. He has it. So
He needs an item to break Lincolns now. I'm not sure what he's going to buy, or if he's just hoping that Zeus does it for him, I guess.
Halbert's not a bad Lincoln's breaker, but it's not a very good item. I was talking with Trent about this. Oh, God. Is that is he going to... Oh, wow. They blew him away.
No, he killed himself. He knew he was dead.
Yeah, okay. I was just really
he got Zeus ulted right next to a Doom. You suicide instantly, because he's not going to be able to use it if he gets doomed. It was actually an amazing reaction that he did that. A lot of players would have just gotten doomed there and died, or just let themselves die. But
that's
he just
what I thought
realized...
he was going to do. I thought he was going to doom him, and they were just going to kill him. But
yeah, he realized it instantly and just boom, gone.
Well, that's good. He's back up in 13 seconds. He can start. I mean, they still have the Aegis. They just took Roche, so they still have the Aegis for S4. See what they can do here. Want to push back into the high ground for tier 3 tower. It's gonna, like you mentioned, this was something you talked about. It's gonna take a long time to siege, especially if the Zeus is there, which he's currently not. He's sitting.
Yeah, Thug's chilling. He's got a TP though.
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to wait it out. They got the BKB on the Spectre now. And the main problem is they only have one Doom, but they have to kill the Void twice.
Ice Path, S4. He has the Aegis. Time Lapse gets out most of that damage though. And they were very close to being able to burst him down. And they're gonna have to back up. OG don't want to fight.
Yeah, they can't lose the Aegis like that. It would have been really nice for Ad Finem if they pop him once, and then he just comes back and they can get the Doom off. That would actually allow them to win the fight. But they can't throw away the Aegis without Doom being expended. If they use Doom, okay, fine. If they don't use Doom, real bad.
Speaking of Doom, Scholar's going to get caught. Fuel Scepter will come out. The Earth Splitter will go. It'll hit. There's going to be the Sunray as well. Good usage of that Sorb to keep him alive. Jumping in, looking for the Chrono. Instead, he dooms up Anna. Like, its Fear is broken. They drop the egg down to the ground. Anna not really taking any damage. Madar's coming in with that BKB, but he's already popped it, and now his BKB is done. The Chrono comes out, and now they're going to kill both of these heroes, I would imagine. They don't lose anything. The Doom isn't really useful as for finds himself a double kill. They do have buyback for Doom, but unfortunately for Finem, that is a 70-second respawn time for Madara.
Yeah, that 10-second BKB, I don't even think he hit anybody.
No, he really didn't. He hit maybe Anna 1 or 2 times. S4 fills the Aegis jumping in. Time lapse is up in 1. He's taking a lot of damage. That laser doing some serious work. Spartan will fall. Skylark has got the blade mail up. Sunray comes out now. S4 just diving the base at this point. Anna comes in. Heat-seeking missiles laser will clean up and give a dive back to the Doom. And now they're going to start going to work on the tier 3 tower. This is almost certainly a full set of racks here, if not more.
Yeah, it actually didn't take as long as I thought. They just cracked it with one Aegis. Didn't even lose it, actually. But I think a lot of that has to do with how aggressively Finem took that fight. Anna's just going to kill Thug right outside of the base, because why not?
He's diving. Zeus ult. Oh! And he denies himself
Got
again.
the suicide.
Yeah. They can't even
I think
get
the
that, so.
as soon as they got the Doom onto Anna, they were feeling pretty confident with the 10-second BKB and the Haunt that they could actually do something. But maybe just overestimating it, or maybe they just wanted to YOLO. I'm not really sure. But as soon as the pipe came out and they popped the Baton ulti with the Aghanims, Anna took no damage.
Yeah.
Like, none.
And it's just, he's going to respawn, they're going to haunt. If he doesn't get a kill here, it's going to be real tough. And Fly is close to going down. S4 is going to try to cover his retreat. Lightning Bolt will come through. No, he had his egg in 8 seconds. He couldn't survive long enough there. So they take down 1. Madara pops the BKB. Ice Path. They'll get Jerax as well. Okay, they'll get a double kill from Madara, but it's all with you losing a set of racks and then the melee racks as well as tier 3 tower in the bottom lane as well. So it's a small consolation.
It's not a good trade, but it's the one they got.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I really did think it would take him a while to crack high ground, so I was wrong about that one. But I do think that without the Aegis, I thought it might have been possible for Finem to actually take that fight. It turned out being a big deal that they didn't manage to kill S4. I thought that Thug might have thrown out the Thunder God's Wrath when he was hitting the tier 3 to try to get the Aegis off of him, because then I think it just stops OG's push. I don't think they would have tried the high ground without that. And that one Roshan just kind of cracked the game wide open, so now OG just have like full control. Even with Anna losing some Bloodstone charges by playing over aggressive, it doesn't really matter. Like, they can reassemble at any point, OG, and there's still nothing to reliably break Linken's on the Doom. He's still hoping that Thug is going to do it for him, or maybe the Undying, I guess, with Soul Rip can do it from pretty far.
I mean, at this point, if you're OG, you probably just play passive. I don't know if you want to. I mean, do you wait for the next Aegis, Andy, or you just maybe look for another fight? I mean, he still has the Aegis. It's not even like it's gone.
It's going to be down soon. It is the safer thing to do, I think, to wait. But I think that OG recognize how far ahead they are. Like, they would have to mess up pretty hard, I think, to bring Finem fully back into this game.
Yep. It's about a 20k net worth advantage now, which is significant to say the least. And yeah, the Aegis has just now been reclaimed, so Finem know this, and it's going to be, this is their best opportunity, I believe, to find something. But they're not smoked up. They're just kind of sitting and baiting something mid here. They will have Thug farming bottom while this is all happening. He just has Thunder God's Wrath up and ready to go. But instead of trying to jump on mid, it looks like OG are going to push in while Finem backs up back to their base.
Oh, they have more Lincolns as well. Fly's got one too.
Got one, yep. And at this point, you're just like, well, how do we kill anybody?
This is why this is a feels bad thing for Doom. I mean, I think the hero is actually kind of strong at the moment, just because of his new passes and whatnot. But if you're not able to actually doom your one target, then your hero, it doesn't matter how good your other abilities are, you know, like the whole point of Doom is to just delete somebody. Just no Chrono, no egg, you know, whatever. Even in the fight where they doomed the Tinker, it just doesn't do anything. Like, you need to stop that team fight potential.
S4 time walks in, no jump for Chrono, but I don't think they need it. Maybe next time he's able to mech, but Mules will come out and he'll fall momentarily to an auto attack from No Tail, who now gets a godlike spree. They will take the last tier 2 tower down, and they have the buyback, luckily for THD, but it seems like OG are just gonna try to siege, perhaps try to find a jump, see what they want to do to try to end this game. Looks like they might just go high ground right now. You're in the tier 3 tower.
They have everything. They can let the lanes slow push, you know, like bottom is pushing in. They have the Satyr creep actually dragging the Radiant Wave away, so the creeps are going to enter the base faster and hit the rain tracks. Like, everything is pretty much in full control of OG at the moment. I mean, no real surprise there. But this is kind of the nature of Finem's lineup. You know, yeah, you got your Spectre, which is great late game, and you got your Global, but your Undying falls off super hard. Like, I haven't seen Spartan really do anything since the laning phase. And that's kind of what I think Peter was alluding to during the draft, is he's going to see Finem run around a lot, and they're just not really going to do anything. Because their heroes don't have that form of snap initiation to say, okay, let's go. Let's kill this hero, or whatever. They're more reliant on just fighting and fighting and fighting and winning those fights. And as soon as they stop, then this happens.
Yeah, they've really only won one fight in this game so far. They're going to try to fight again. The Haunt will come through the Thunder God's Wrath, and it's taking a lot of damage, but the Glimmer Cape will come out. No tail. Hasn't used his borrowed time yet, Madara. Now it comes. The BKB is popped. Skylar going to work. Doom has been used. Chronosphere out of 2 with the Earth Splitter. Spartan's low. They've already lost the Zeus. They might lose more. Skylar getting focused down. He's going to drop here in a moment to No Tail as well as Anna. The Doom is about to complete. Skylar will fall. On the other side, you have maybe next time Barely Alive. The Shrine will keep him up and ready to go. S4 time walking, avoiding a lot of that damage. They first dive in from Fly. Lincoln Sphere ready to go for him. They're going to drop the Tombstone. S4 going to time walk yet again, looking for more. Madara, he's all the way chasing Jerax, and he's got a TP coming with Anna, and now he's on the high ground. He barely gets the kill before Anna comes in. However, back at the base, they are still pushing. They're still taking the racks. Good Necropire, but Fly and S4 are completely healthy. No Tail is going to have his borrowed time yet again. And this is Mega Creeps, if not GG at this point. And there it is. OG will move on. Finem, they're not done yet in elimination mode, but it's kind of, you know, the first game Finem played extraordinarily well. But these last 2 games, Andy, it looked like kind of what we talked about. OG got it together. And they took the series rather convincingly after the second game.
Yeah. I mean, I think that OG's draft in the third game was just better. Like, they have easier lineup to execute. They can defend high ground almost indefinitely unless they make, like, tons of mistakes. Even playing from behind, I probably would have given OG's draft the advantage. It's just a matter of, you know, you're playing elimination mode, you're in a third game. There's not a ton of options left, and their team has no catch except for the 2 global ultis. And that's not even really what I would call catch. There's no stuns, right? So you're just hoping that, you know, OG commit to a fight that they're not going to win, and then you just punish them real hard, just like global with the Thunder God's Wrath and the Haunt, get a Doom on the right target and just punch them to death. That's what Finem want to do. The problem is OG are not a bad team, so they're not literally just going to run into you and die a lot. That's really where the lineup kind of falls apart. If there was one hero on their lineup that could actually, like, hold somebody in place and allow them to get some kind of pick potential, then sure, I think that Finem's lineup would actually work. But they last picked an Undying.
Yeah.
And again, not a lot of options, but that hero kind of needs to be playing from ahead and needs to win lanes really hard, which, again, they didn't. Like, Thug solo died to Ana middle lane, like, really early on. They lost heroes on all 3 lanes pretty much at the same time in the first, 5 minutes of the game?
Yeah.
So, yeah, playing from behind against a Tinker lineup with a Void, it's a rough game.
Yeah, it was not easy for Finem, and it shows. 38 minutes, 36-20 is the final score for OG, taking it 2-1 in a best-of-3 series, rather convincingly after that first game. And well, I'd like to say that's unexpected, but OG's a pretty damn solid team. Finem no slouches themselves. The first game they played absolutely fantastically, but they're not done